So, title of the exhibition is called Empty Lab, and the title comes from a visit that I made to the Facebook headquarters in 2017, where I was introduced to an area called the Empty Lab, where employees were encouraged to, I suppose, express empathy and interest in charitable causes. And this became like a framing around how much of our inner lives are channeled through technology. Like, I think with this body work, it was about maybe 7 or 8 years that I've been making these works. When I stepped back, I realized that the work was maybe about a change in the ideology of the tech industry from somewhere that was utopian into something that was much more kind of complex and possibly dystopian. The genesis of the work was I was working in film, and I made a film called Basic Spaces, which looked at the ideology behind space and architectural space and interior space. And I began to paint and to kind of use painting instead of film. The first iteration of the show was shown in the CCI in Paris. There was some really, really large paintings, which would be, again, kind of interested in kind of epic, large-scale historical painting, and also ideas around the sublime, and the idea that a large canvas or a large vista can both make the viewer feel small and make them consider things that are infinite or larger than themselves. That became the whole exploration of the technological sublime, the idea that technology is in some way bigger than we are. Many of the works in the show are portraits, and I'm really interested in the history of portrait painting and the idea that the human, their inner world, is central to the portrait. But I'm also interested in the idea of transhumanism and the idea that the sitter has both a physical life and a virtual life. The process of making the paintings starts with a real period of research and search and curiosity, and I collect multiple images, scanning the internet. A cartone is made, which is a very large photocopy with charcoal on the back, and a drawing is transferred, and then the canvas is painted in very kind of small areas, alla prima. So there's a published text and catalogue with the exhibition. It's the first catalogue that I've made in my career, and there's a text by the writer Tom Lordan called Redeeming Our Catastrophes, Empty Lab and the Kantian Sublime. And in the text he relates ideas around the sublime that might have been part of Romantic painting in the 19th century and part of the philosophy of Kant in terms of looking at vistas and things that are infinite. And the text explores the idea of the technological sublime, the idea that the internet and the boundless sphere is bigger than ourselves.